Good morning. It's the 1st of May, and May means Awareness Month for Ankylosing Spondylitis. There's a bunch of other awareness months in May. So, Ehlers-Danlos syndrome and a bunch of other autoimmune conditions. So, hello to all those as well. So, I wanted to make a video today about not what is ankylosing spondylitis, because I've done a couple of those and there's loads of them on TikTok already, so I don't want to waste your time with those. What I'm going to talk about is how my life is different now to when it was when I first got diagnosed, how life has changed, whether it's better or worse, stuff like that. Right, so I was diagnosed 8 years ago in 2017. There were symptoms before that I had, which were causing grief. And I pushed through those, then got diagnosed, medicated, and then went through a grief period of grieving my old body, my old mind, and came out the other side. And now kind of here we are. Right. So, how has my life changed? Right. In 8 years, I've learned to live with ankylosing spondylitis rather than fight it. I've learned to manage my life alongside it rather than push through things. So, for example, I'll have thresholds of pain. I'll have thresholds of movement. I'll have thresholds of energy, things like that. I've got a bunch of different things that I have, and I know what I can go up to before things just literally fall apart. So, for example, pain. I can feel things ramping up with pain. I will, instead of fighting through it, I'll take, I've got extra medication that I can take in cases of, so I can double up on certain painkillers and stuff like that. So if I see that pain's coming up and I'll be like, oh, hang on a minute, I'm about to reach my threshold, bang, another bit of medication, and then stop what I'm doing. Rest, recuperate, bang, you're better. Not better, you're better than you were. Okay, so energy, exactly the same. You can see when your energy's running down and you go, right, okay, I'm like a battery gets low. It's like a rechargeable battery. You see it going low, low, low. At a certain point, you need to go, hang on a minute, I've only got 20% of battery power left. I know that anything else that I'm going to do today is going to take or require 25%. I need to stop, recharge, and then I'm back to be able to do whatever I need to do. So that's pain and energy. And then movement, you're moving around. The more movement you do, the better it is for your joints. As my roomie keeps on telling me, motion is lotion, which is a fantastic kind of, thing to go by. But I'm limited to how much movement I can actually make. So I've got damage and what have you in my sacroiliac joint. So that causes problems with walking, of course. So, say for example, like I've got a pedometer on my watch, for example, right? Let's say you can do 2,000 steps without having to stop. Yeah. I know that mine is significantly less than that, like really significantly less. So my job is to look at it and go, oh, hang on a minute. I need to stop. I need to rest, or I need to use something. And this is where the management comes in, like a walking stick or a wheelchair or a sit down, basically, and rest for a bit. And then you rest, recharge, bang, you're back to where you need to be. So that's how I kind of manage alongside things. Now, there are certain activities that I just don't get involved in. So, for example, if the family wants to go to something exciting like the dog show, I'll be like, well, okay, what's involved in that? Is it just standing around watching dogs? Or is it walking around and watching dogs? And it's both. So something like that would be like, right, okay, let's look at a walking stick option. Okay, that's great, but it's rough terrain. Okay, that's not ideal. So you look at, okay, well, what about, a chair or something like that? That's a bit awkward as well, because guess what? That terrain can get really rough. And I'm not like we're called ambulatory wheelchair users. So it means that sometimes we use a wheelchair, sometimes we don't, only for certain things. But because I don't use one all the time, I haven't got the strength to be able to go, okay, I'll use one and I'll whip across grass. I haven't got that strength. If I used one all the time, probably would, and I'd build up my, muscles to be able to do that. Same with the walking stick, actually, because you end up leaning over a little bit. It's not quite, it's not a third leg. So there it is. So there's certain activities you go, okay, well, we'll just put that one to a side. Let's find something else a little bit more exciting than a dog show. Although, I love dogs. I've got a dog. That's beside the point. Right. So is life better or worse? I hear you ask. You probably weren't asking, but I'm going to tell you anyway. So life is life. I'm happy to be here. As simple as that. Is life worse? So it's not as good as not having ankylosing spondylitis. I'd love to not have it, but I do have it. So I went through the grief process, and the final part of it was acceptance. I accepted it. One day it was just like, do you know what? Let's go on with it. So life can be what you make it. I and my family have pushed in the early days to try and get my life to where it should be. And I'm happier now than I was, when I first got diagnosed. I was in a right old state. I have ways to like coping mechanisms to cope with things. I use humor all the time. I take the mick out of myself, and it works for me. That really works for me, and I think life it's not clearly better, but it's not worse in that it's like, this is the be all and end all. I'm just going to slump in a chair and sit there. I've got things I want to do, with my life, and that's what I plan to do. So yeah, that's the first video of Awareness Month. If you've got any questions about what you want to see on this month, I'll try and make a video each day and see what you think. Do comments below. Let me know what you want to hear from me. I'll be as honest as possible. And until next time, which will hopefully be tomorrow, I will catch you later, Bill and Ted. All right?